Greetings, incels. We just got out of Fast 9. Woo! We just made it out. Fast and Furious 9. Let's turn the lights on. There we go. Now, every single review I've read this movie online said it sucked. Everyone was dogging on this movie. After stepping out of it, I think it's time to once again say, critics, BTFO, once again, a movie for the fans, for the people, for the Liddy army.
It was so fucking good.
It was
a great movie. Good.
It was really good.
Why were people saying it was bad?
I don't actually know. The reviews I heard were that it was too over the top and too
Unrealistic.
Unrealistic. And it's like, have you seen the last two? It's just a toned down movie.
If anything, it's more subdued than the last two.
Yes, and listen, I think
then again, they did go to space.
They did go to space, but they did it in a realistic way. It wasn't that bad.
They could have played that up way more. They could have played that up.
Yes, they could have.
No, you know what I think a lot of it is? I think it's people who don't like Tokyo Drift don't like this movie. Because so much of this movie is Tokyo Drift fan service, guys.
Yes. Yes.
Also, obviously spoilers, because if you don't like spoilers, you're a fucking nerd. No, because they bring in... So this isn't even in the trailers, but Lil Bow Wow and Sean from the fucking Tokyo Drift are in this movie. Yeah. They're major characters. You get to see what happens to them. They're rocket scientists.
Oh my god.
Fucking Sean comes out, he's like, whoa, let's drive this fucking car with a rocket strapped to it. Yeah! And it's like, it's amazing. And they didn't advertise he was in the movie at all. It was such a great fucking review.
It was a nice drop.
It was good. Yeah.
They could have easily milked that up. They milked Han in the trailers. They could have done it for Sean. They could have done it for Little Bow Wow, but they chose not to.
Well, not so Lil anymore.
Oh yeah, that's a whole.
It's just Bow Wow.
I don't even call him. He's Big Bow Wow now. He's putting on the size.
Yeah.
But if there's one if there's one Tokyo Drift fan service they missed out on, with all the flashbacks that were going on, we never got to see the Dom-Sean race.
No, that never happened. I don't know why they're just never going to show that race, which is, maybe they'll do it. I hope Sean's in the next movie, because I like Sean as a guy. He's a good actor. He's a fun character. Yes. Especially in this movie. He's got a lot of personality. He's like this fucking funny redneck with a rocket ship crap, He's so much fun.
Tokyo Drift is my favorite, by the way, but this is a great movie.
Yeah. I think if we're gonna rank these, I don't know if I would put this in the upper pantheon of Fast and Furious films, but it was still really good.
Yeah.
In my preference, it might actually be up there, in my opinion. I really liked this movie.
I think, because so much of it is Dom's backstory, which is one of the coolest parts of the first movie, when you first hear his story about his dad and the way he delivers that in that first movie, and now you get to see it play out.
Yeah,
in the movie.
Flashbacks detailing how his dad died and stuff like that, and about his brother Jacob. And
the incident where he nearly beats a man half to death with a wrench.
They go into it in detail, and you know what? It's not cheap. It doesn't feel like, they're retconning stuff. It just feels like they took a lot of the idea for that and they fleshed it out.
It also doesn't feel like the fucking,
like what?
Okay, the Disney Star Wars movies, they have shit that you remember. It doesn't feel like that at all. Not really.
No, because it's a continuation of it. It's just taking a piece of the story and giving it more detail. And not to be fair, everything with Jacob is completely shoehorned. It is technically arguably a retcon, because it's not in the other movies at all. And there's probably not a serious plan for it, honestly.
Yeah.
But they make it work really well. And they use it as an excuse to go into Dom's relationship with his dad and his family, and what family means to him.
Family.
What actually his family means to him, and what making a family is. It's not just about,
you don't turn your back on family.
You don't turn your back on family. But what his dad meant to him as a father figure, right? What his family meant to him. It's not just a word, it's not just a funny phrase they throw around. They actually fucking go into it. It's fucking good morals. Do people just not like morality in film anymore? Where here's a movie that has an uplifting message about the positive effects of family on people, and it's just where kisses.
Listen, having a family is too unrealistic for the critics.
That's it. Having a positive father figure in their lives is an unrealistic expectation for film critics online.
Yes. I mean, just look at Doug Walker.
Oh. If we're talking about the flashbacks,
I don't know anything about that, honestly. I
I
just
think
made a joke.
I think Doug has a pretty good family life. I
Yeah,
bet
he
Doug. I
does.
bet Doug would like this movie. Honestly, I
Yeah,
hope
he would.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know why. Like, this is no. In terms of bombastic shit, this is no worse than Fate of the Furious or Furious 7, which people loved. If anything, it's actually tamer. It's more closer in line to tone to like Furious 4 or Fast 5.
I'm getting fast.
Whenever we go out of since we've been doing this all these past 8 weeks, almost every time we drive back from the theater, there's always somebody doing some weird shit with cars.
There's been a couple street races.
After
There's
the
been a
second
street
movie, we saw a
race.
street race. Some guy was fucking challenging the other guy, and he just
It
got
was
fucking-
2 pickup trucks.
Yep.
And it was I guess they were doing a rolling start kind of thing because it was a left turn.
They did a left turn drag race.
Yeah.
Like, does that?
And the
shit.
guy challenging the other guy got fucking smoked.
Oh, he
I know.
got smoked so bad.
And the other guy was it was a black pickup and a white pickup. And the black pickup just kept making noise this whole time. And then they actually did it, and the white pickup has not made any noise. It's completely silent. And then they get into the left turn, woof. The white just passes them.
Yeah.
Speaking of passing, guys, you know what they passed? They passed the orbital boundary in this movie. Two gay niggas in space.
They went to space.
2 gay niggas in space.
The two brothers from the ghetto get to outer space. Who can believe that?
No one's gonna believe us.
No, you know what? I was expecting it to be like everyone's talking about online, like this is the jump the shark. Oh, I can't wait to space. It's so stupid. It's like, who cares?
The spaceship, honestly, I don't know why, but something about the two banter back and forth, it kind of reminded me of Independence Day. Remember when Will Smith and
Yes.
Jeff Goldblum go to the mothership?
Yes.
I don't know. It's obviously a different scene, but something about it was just giving me those vibes.
It's similar. I get that it's the same vibe, but you know what? I actually like the space stuff.
Yeah,
It was
the
cool
space stuff is great.
because it's actually pretty tense and well shot.
Yeah,
it
it's-
didn't,
it's the-
didn't take up too much of the movie either. It was
The-
like the perfect size chunk.
The tension is not based around like terrorists in space shooting their guns. It's not like it's not like lasers or anything like that. It's just like diffusing a bomb type tense plot or whatever. They have to disable the satellite.
They disable a satellite, they go to space to do it. But you know what's the whole setup of shooting off the the lunar thing off of the plane? That's actually how you shoot a lot of space satellites now. That's
Yeah.
how they do. That's a legitimate launch strategy for space. Now doing it in a Pontiac Fiero, that's ridiculous. That's stupid. But it's Fast and Furious.
Yep.
But also they
The
get
Pontiac Fiero knows where it is because the Pontiac Fiero knows where it isn't.
it can calculate where it is by determining where it isn't. And you know what? I mean, honestly, it's a great way to get the Tokyo Drift guys back into the story in a fun way.
Yeah.
It's cool. The actual set piece is cool. I think the only thing the magnet shit is probably some of the coolest action stuff they've done in the whole series.
Yeah.
I don't think the only thing this movie's really missing is a really great fist fight. Like you have in Fate of the Furious, you had that prison break scene with Hobbs and Shaw, which to
Yeah.
me is the best action sequence they've ever done in any of these
Yes.
movies, like bar none. Even some of the stuff from Hobbs and Shaw with them drifting with the fucking cars and the Rock going ah.
Though to be fair, with the magnets going back to that, they did set up I thought a pretty good fist fight scene when they're in the back of the truck or whatever, and Ramsey has to start driving the car,
Yeah.
and she's like trying to figure out how it works because she can't drive a car, but that's
Yeah.
a whole other thing. And she activates the magnet, and the guns keep getting sucked to the wall, and then they keep dropping or whatever.
Well, Damien, it's realistic. Of course, a woman can't drive. Although I should say, of course, a British woman can't drive.
Oh, yeah.
Although British, but she's from London town, so of course the British are terrible at everything,
Yeah.
as they always are and should be.
But I thought that action fist fight scene was pretty fun.
It was a fun, cool scene, but it wasn't
It wasn't the prison break level.
No.
And I think that's something the movie probably could have standed to have. But I think for what you got a lot of good stuff, and I'm glad they focused more on the character stuff and the emotions and the drama. I think the Han backstory is a little bit weak. I would have liked to go into a bit more about what was happening with him. I think because I think that should have gelled more with the Tokyo Drift plot. I would have liked to see some Tokyo Drift flashbacks, like his perspective of what him and Sean were doing. I kind of like their dynamic is a really big part of that movie. I would have liked to see more.
Yeah.
But for what we got, I think
guess maybe they didn't want to show more flashbacks of them together because like you would see the age difference.
maybe, yeah. I think also the big thing is that the movie's focus is about Dom.
Yeah, it's Dom
Yes.
and Dom's family. It's not really. I mean, it's kind of like, I guess because he doesn't have friends, he has family. So
Right.
it is about bringing the rest of his extended family back in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it focuses more on his direct family and what family needs to.
Focusing on Dominic, I think, is the good choice for this one. If it was too much about Han, it would start to lose focus.
Yeah.
That's probably what F10 is going to be about, based on the cliffhanger, maybe.
Yeah, I think I think Han's gonna be part of either. He's gonna for sure be in F10, and I think Shaw, but probably the Hobbs and Shaw sequel will also feature Han in some way. Would be my imagine.
Could be a small cameo in Hobbs and Shaw.
Well, the Hobbs and Shaw too. I think Han will be a good addition to that cast. You know, if you can't get the whole thing, you know, I know there was a whole people talk about how there's beef about how I can't believe The Rock did his own spin-off for Fast and Furious. Oh, it's family, whatever. Guys, that's called kayfabe. It's to build up drama so you don't miss The Rock in this movie, so that you can still be defensive because he's not in this movie because he had other projects. Let's not
Like
get
Ballers. Young Rock.
Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Basically every major motion picture that achieves box office success in the 2010s.
What
And the
does-
2020s. I wonder what a kind of man like that would do. Now, we haven't gotten your guys' take. Is The Rock a movie star?
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that's ridiculous. It's the stupidest fucking argument. I'm sorry. Did I ever tell you what I did?
No.
I ran a little experiment. Well, I did. I had someone else do it for me, but because I would never do this myself.
Like a true scientist.
I conducted an experiment. Me and an associate conducted an experiment where we took Matthew Jarbo. We made an M Jarbo Reddit account, and we posted the take that The Rock isn't a movie star to multiple subreddits. He was banned from every subreddit we posted to. Black Adam, the Fast and Furious subreddit, movies, every single thing. He was banned on site. He got banned from r/unpopular opinions. His take was so bad. The Rock's not a movie star take is so nuclearly level bad that he was banned from unpopular opinions. The mod from unpopular opinions came in and said, "This is not a real opinion. You are a liar. You are a total troll. You're just doing this for attention. This is not a real opinion that anyone intelligent could ever have in a million years."
Wow.
You did not tell me about this.
I was
until now.
saving this to bring up to Jarbo, but I don't think the debate's ever happening, so it's happening here. Now, did you guys miss The Rock in this movie?
I mean, to be fair,
It was fine without him, but I feel like he could have been in the movie.
He could have been in it.
he could have been.
But it was written in a way where he wasn't needed.
Well, I wasn't expecting this.
I have two takes on this. One, personally, I got my fix by rewatching Hobbs and Shaw before we saw this. So I wasn't, I didn't need a fix of Rock or anything.
Yeah.
But I think if you did have The Rock in it, I think you mentioned in your stream, once they introduced The Rock in 5, and he brings in that whole identity of the modern Fast movies. I think if they had The Rock in this, it would detract from Vin Diesel and John Cena's story.
I think that this movie is so character driven with Dom. I was not expecting it. How well written it was. How focused it is on this character and developing him further.
Yeah.
That, I think that you really couldn't need. I don't even think you I think I'm happy Han's there, but yeah, it's just steamy. It's
Yeah.
mostly 'cause we're just talking. It's not even that I don't mind Han in the movie, because I'm not gonna say that I think Han's a good addition for the movie because he's a smaller character, but you really didn't even need him to come in. You just needed it to be about Dom and stuff, and everything else is kind of set dressing and fan service. And Sean coming back is a nice little fan service nod. It doesn't take up too much story time, but it's still fun. You know,
And works itself into the plot well.
yeah, and
That's
it's
what I was saying. I wouldn't mind him being in the film, but it was written in a way where he wasn't needed.
yeah, he really wasn't, and that's totally fair. And maybe the movie would have done better financially if he was in there, because obviously movie star drawing power.
Yes.
But honestly, this movie feels like it's focused. I don't even know. I'm not saying this. It doesn't need the money, because it's obviously gonna make a lot of money.
Yes.
And obviously, all these fast movies are designed to make money in some way. But really, the focus and identity of this movie is on developing the character of Dominic Toretto and Jacob Toretto.
Yes.
They purposely went out of their way to not make it a cash grab action movie, and they made a character fucking study.
Yeah.
Another thing on the subject of character focus. On the subject
That was
of
a bike.
On the subject of character focus, the trailers, I thought at first made it seem like Cypher was going to be the main villain and Jacob was going to be a henchman. No,
Nope.
Cypher was barely in it.
Yeah, and that's good.
Yeah.
Because she was already the main villain of one movie, and I think this movie needed to be about Jacob and Dom. And it really was. There's this other, like, you know, guy there, billionaire, whatever.
There's like the billionaire guy, but he wasn't even played up for laughs as much as I thought he
Just a
would
fucking
be.
lackey.
He was a lackey, but honestly,
he was a
wasn't-
weasel.
I guess, but I don't know. I didn't think he
He was a very rich weasel.
Yeah, but so they could have like played him up as a joke way more, but I thought they didn't. There was the one Yoda scene.
Yeah, that's the only good comedy scene, but really all he was there for was to serve as an accessory to Jacob, which he should be because he's a side character.
Yep.
He's a side villain. He does get his comeuppance at the end. He does explode in a horrible death way. And we think Cypher dies too, but it's actually a pretty good fake out where she's
Yeah, that was a pretty good thing.
pretty good fake out where you think she's flying the drones, like, oh shit, she's coming to get this. And then it turns out she's flying a drone. She's not actually there, and she doesn't actually die.
It's an unmanned drone that she's controlling remotely.
Yeah,
in a giant cockpit like
Yes.
simulation chamber.
Yes.
which is, I mean, honestly, it's a good fake out. It
Yeah,
really
it is
was.
very good.
I thought she died. I was like, oh shit, they killed them both.
I thought so too. I'm like,
But-
oh fuck.
They're clearly setting up Cypher to be the big bad of F10, probably in connection with the Eon from Hobbs and Shaw, whoever the character that is.
I always felt
Black Superman.
I think maybe they'll probably like connect the two in some way
Mm-hmm.
to like link them up because I think they have pretty similar mindsets. You know, they seem like fairly similar characters and whatever. You maybe have like her be like, you know, work with them to like become like this ultimate evil plan or whatever.
they had Cypher as like the Hannibal Lecter of this movie for a little bit in the box.
Yeah, she's in the box and she taunts and she turns a rich guy against Jacob. That's her point. She's like she's like the snake in there. She doesn't-
She's the crocodile at the riverbed.
Exactly. She's a giant crocodile.
Big-lipped alligator moment.
Speaking of alligator moments, can you imagine a Minions joke in a Fast and Furious movie? Because I did. It happened. Oh, you know what? I gotta say, last time we went to the theater, I was severely disappointed in our crowd. This time, the crowd was excellent, baby. The movies are back. We had a bunch of proud African-American men hyping us up, going, woo!
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no! Woo! They clapped. They
clapped.
literally
Clap.
clapped. When they went to space, they clapped. I'm not joking.
Yes.
When they blew up the satellite, they clapped.
Oh shit, for real?
Oh man.
Oh, no.
Oh man, these people in the other car are about to
Go see the
go
Can't
see the
spoil that
movie.
for
No,
them.
we can't do
We
that.
can't spoil
We can't
this.
spoil it.
No, they need to see this for themselves.
It's such a good fucking movie.
Actually, it really was.
I did want to mention one brief scene, you had mentioned in your stream that it focuses a lot on car culture, and it does in this one too. But the way it does it, I thought was pretty damn good because it focuses mostly during the flashback scenes back in like 1989.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
When
It was like really
Yeah.
well set in that era. Like
Yeah.
they all look
Like-
the part, and all the cars look the part, and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Like there's a scene when Dominic gets out of prison and then fucking Appetite for Destruction by NWA starts playing, and it's like,
It's like, oh, we're
early
in.
90s LA street racing. Holy shit!
And a street race actually happens in this movie.
Yes.
Well, and you see NASCAR racing, you see stock car racing, which we haven't even seen in these
Yeah,
movies.
no,
somehow.
I was thinking that in
Somehow.
my head
I was
actually.
not
Like,
even expecting this. I mean, I haven't seen the trailers for this.
No, I don't think it was in any of the trailers.
I
A lot of
skipped
the,
the trailers. I didn't want to see any of the movie content.
almost all of the best stuff in this movie was not in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the only
Which
thing in
is
the trailer-
saying something.
Only the best stuff they put in the trailer was Roman saying "My ass is in fuego," them doing the drift off of the bridge, and some of the action stuff pieces. Which the action pieces are good, but the best part of this movie isn't the action pieces.
It's this fucking moth.
It's the moth. It's the moth. The best part of the movie is not the action set pieces. It's the character and like the background, the flashbacks. They're all good.
Yeah.
and then I'm so fucking glad that when they had to hire a young Dominic Toretto and a young Jacob, they didn't just CG like their
Yes.
faces over young actors. They got actors that looked and sounded enough like them that you could believe it, and they were good.
Yeah.
They
They
were
were good actors.
actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I would.
It kind of reminded me of Young Rock a little bit.
Yeah, actually, I think maybe I think people are sleep. If anyone who hasn't seen Young Rock, by the way, you're sleeping on Young Rock. It's the best TV show of this year. I'm just gonna go down as the best TV show, and I've seen in a long time. And I'm not unironically. The Andre the Giant episode where he tells the story about what Andre told to him at the park, genuinely heart moving. It's a fucking amazing show.
Mhm.
Like, you have to watch Young Rock. You just have to watch it. But no, when they come out and you get the stock car racing, it's like these like late 80s, car racers and stuff, and then he comes out of prison and he's like doing like the old school street race, and you get to see the street race between young Dom and young Jacob, you know?
Yeah.
And we haven't gotten old Dom versus old Jacob yet, so I'm sure we're gonna get that in the next movie at some point. That might be how they close the series out.
There was that callback to Drag Race.
Yeah, to what Brian did.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, too soon.
Yep.
Because Dom won. And honestly, Jacob does feel like a Brian replacement in a lot of ways. But
Yeah.
in a way that's like interesting. I don't think it's bad.
They do make that connection further at the end. When Jacob and everyone, they all like the battle's over and like the authorities are coming and Jacob is gonna get caught. But Dom has the keys to his 10-second car, and he gives it to Jacob to get away.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Good shit.
Good shit all around.
I liked it a lot. And you know what? I gotta say, what do you think about John Cena's performance, acting-wise?
I liked it.
Actually, they're really good.
I thought
liked
he
it.
did really good. He didn't like, I don't know if it's a matter of the writing or what, but they didn't like give him like dumb like quips or jokes or anything. He played it straight. What?
I said, yes, thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God. That could have went south really terribly, but
Yeah.
no, John Cena did pretty damn good. I bought him as a ruthless like mercenary. I thought he was I believe that he and Dom had like this fucking like history together.
There's this scene where he's in the prison cell and they're like,
yes.
their base, and they're closing, and Han comes back for the first time, and they're all hugging, and it's like, oh yes, family, 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 and it cuts to John Cena, and he's sitting there seething. I hate family.
He doesn't say that, but
It's an
can feel
implication.
the
yes.
Everyone
Family.
Family.
I hate family.
Family.
Everyone in the Tourette household loved family a lot, but the Jacob, who lived just in the jail cell, did not.
Family. I used to have a family. I had a family once.
Taken away from me.
But no, John Cena was great. I liked him. I thought he was a really good villain.
Now I can't give him too much right now because of his Chinese shit that he's going on with him right now. I can't give a lot of I was going in here expecting to really be pissed off at Cena, but it's John Cena, man. He wins you over in the end, you know.
What was this you were worried about?
Oh, John Cena sold his soul to the Chinese. Like that's what it's something that's happened, unfortunately.
How do you mean?
He's literally he's enslaved himself to he didn't even refer to it positively. He said Taiwan once. He had to go on and make a kowtow apology video to all the Chinese in Chinese, saying, "I am sorry. I said Taiwan. I do not believe this. I respect China and Xi Jinping," or some shit. And it's a bad look for John Cena. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I gotta say. Oh, is my battery die? No, we're good.
No, we're good.
I really liked the movie.
Just one final thing that I can think of. You had mentioned that the writer had changed, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was really worried about certain character quirks.
Quite a few things.
But one of the things I was worried about was that Roman would not be funny. Nope, still funny. Him and Ludacris both.
The first thing they say when they come into the movie, everyone in the theater started laughing.
Yep.
The first line's like, "Hey, yo, it's me, don't shoot." Everyone laughed.
Yeah.
Everyone in the theater laughed.
I know you didn't recognize me. I've been suntanning a lot.
I mean, he's funny.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, either just they got a good writer, or I'm wondering at this point if Roman, the actor, just improvs a lot of his shit.
I think a lot of it's improv.
Yeah.
It feels pretty natural.
Mhm.
There was plans to do a Ludacris and Roman spin-off film.
that was great. That would have been good.
But they didn't do it because Roman and Ludacris both said, well, what Fast and Furious is about is family. It's about the unit, the group. We can't just do a
Yeah.
spin-off movie just us.
Mm-hmm.
they get it then.
They do get it, but at the same time, once the series ends and they're doing Hobbs and Shaw spin-offs, I wouldn't mind them going back and doing a Ludacris Roman spin-off movie.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. Just a nice little one-off.
Yeah.
Just do it, guys. Just if you're watching, man, Ludacris, if you're watching this review, which I know you are because you're a big fan of the channel, just do it. Just do it. Just not after Vin Diesel is retired and whatever, and you guys have moved on from the family. Just do one. Just do one. Just do it.
You don't turn your back on family.
Is there anything else to mention? Or other than just go fucking see the
Yeah, go
movie?
see the movie.
Yeah, go
Go see it.
Go see it in theaters. Go see it in a packed theater with a lot of people, and make sure you have some black people in the theater with you to hype you up,
Yes.
because that makes the movie better.
Go see it sooner rather than later.
I was-
'cause
I was-
black people will be less and less numerous and less hyped as time goes on.
As you see it, you see these people online, these internet critics talking about, oh, all the YouTube influencers walked out of the theater. It's because they're not real fans.
No.
They're critics. Critics BTFO'd once again by
I could
Fast
be a
and Furious.
critic if I wanted to.
Critics BTFO.
I know.
Once again by the Fast and Furious, by the family, by the Liddy gang.
Being a critic is so easy. Even Adam can do it.
Even I can do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I gotta say, good movie. Don't listen to the critics. Have you ever listened to a movie critic? Now, Armand White did say he didn't like the movie, and I think that's a blight on Armand White's career, but I can respect a different opinion. I read his review. He didn't like the flashback stuff, and that's his right to have that opinion. But his review didn't seem to come from a place of malice. Every other critic is an idiot. Never listen to film critics.
There's a Jeep in the gas station.
Oh! It's lit.
Oh, they'll never show that again. Not in a million years.
Look, another car. There's another.
Oh my God! It's a bunch of racing.
There's a
cars.
bunch of street racers just show up to these movies.
They're pulling out. Show it, Pat. Show it.
I wish.
Yeah, I accidentally stopped recording, so
Oh, you fool.
I'm recording this now. We'll get the poll away.
Yeah.
Well, you said he had the underglow and everything.
I'll have to edit this together when we get back then, which is fine.
Let's see if they go street racing or if they go zoom.
I'm not gonna straight race on the left turn.
Who would street race on a
Yeah,
left
who would do
turn?
that?
Who would do that?
Oh. Thank you, America. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving. Say grace. Thank you, God, for giving us this bountiful film, this Liddy Kino. Thank you for saving cinema past COVID. Thank you for reuniting La Familia.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing the four of us together to see this movie. And above all else,
Thank God for fast cars and loose women.
yes.
Woo!
Yeah.
It's lit!
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
We be
They said that in the movie.
They said it
that.
twice.
Yeah.
I be hungry. All right.
There we go.
See you guys. Bye.